Hi. Hi. I'm Stacy and welcome to Stacy's Magical World. That reminds me of a song I made. I'm not finished with it yet, but I started because I'm going to go ahead and share the little bit that I do have. Puff the magic Hebrew lived by the sea and frolicked in the Middle East by the Sea of Galilee. That's all I got so far on that one. I'm just getting back to the basics, just how important God is. If you really think about it, the presence of God is God. So obviously the presence of God is important because the presence of God is Himself, right? So that's pretty critical, wouldn't you say? But it seems like there's a lot of confusion in our culture. A lot of people focused on the negative and the doomsday thinking, the doomsday mentality, that everything's just deteriorating and then Jesus is going to come and save the day. But I just wanted to bring up a different perspective from, I believe it's Acts chapter 3. Yes, Acts chapter 3, verse 21 in the New Testament, where it says that heaven must receive Jesus until the restoration of all things. And God calls us ambassadors of heaven. And as ambassadors, we represent an entirely different government, an entirely different kingdom. It's the kingdom of heaven. And as ambassadors, it goes way beyond a simple message. It goes way beyond information. It goes way beyond even abiding by a particular lifestyle. But as ambassadors, we actually mediate. We actually bring into this world a kingdom that's above everything that you see here in this earth realm. We actually bring on earth as it is in heaven. We actually have power over all of this. We're ambassadors, mediators of life, mediators of healing, mediators of deliverance, mediators of restoration. The world is trying to find an answer. The world is so confused right now. It's just crazy. But we can bring the fullness of heaven into this world by mediating the reality of heaven, by focusing on it, by practicing the presence of God, by drinking, by being God consumers, eating His flesh, drinking His blood, participating, interacting with heaven, and bringing life into this earth realm, dripping heaven everywhere we go. Hold on real quick. I'm going to check something here. Yes, that's right. I'm a living witness to this. In my own personal life, I had absolutely no direction. I had absolutely no hope. My only goal in life was to get my own apartment so I could smoke weed and pick up women at the bar and have sex with whoever I met at the bar. And I was purposeless. I was depressed. But then in 1994, when I was 23 years old, almost 24, I encountered the presence of God. I encountered heaven, the reality of heaven. And it was that simple. Encountering, interacting with the living God changed everything. I could have gone through all the therapists in the world. I could have taken all the medications that are out there. I could have tried to discipline myself. I could have tried to educate myself in every way possible. But you know what really changed my life was encountering the living God. That actually changed me. It gave me purpose. It was so easy to just drop all of the chemical abuse. I was addicted to cigarettes. I was addicted to sex. I was addicted to all of these things. I was so depressed. But it was so simple. It was just encountering the living God. It's really that simple. The presence of God contains everything that we need. But out of that personal experience, I really believe that that's the answer for the world. I believe that there is a revival coming that makes the Azusa Street revival seem like a dry time. And the Azusa Street revival in the early 1900s was so intense that it shook this entire planet with the kingdom of heaven. It began in downtown LA where there was a group of people. They wanted to walk in the same power that the original apostles walked in, with power, signs, wonders, to be able to just completely just turn this world upside down. And the power of God got so intense in downtown LA in these meetings that there was a rippling effect and people could feel it. All the way in Pasadena, people would just start shaking uncontrollably because of the rippling effect of the power of God. And it shook this whole planet with the kingdom of heaven. The Four Square, they don't call themselves a denomination, but anyhow, Four Square, Assembly of God, all of these Pentecostal branches were birthed out of this incredible move of God where they had miracle healing services. People believed in the restoring, healing power of God so much during some of these meetings that branched off from the Azusa Street revival, where Aimee Semple McPherson would have healing meetings. And people had so much faith, the faith waters rose so much that instead of having ambulances go to the hospital, they had ambulances go to these meetings. They really believed in a living God that could restore and heal lives. There would be people with broken bones, multiple broken bones from car wrecks. They would be laying down in these healing meetings where Aimee Semple McPherson, the founder of Foursquare, where she'd be praying, she really believed that Jesus paid for all of our healings. And they would lay down a person that just had multiple bones broken. The Holy Spirit would just brood over the body and you would hear bones pop back together like popcorn. man, it's like this stuff is real. And I really, in my heart, it was birthed and placed on me. I really had this eruption, just something erupt in me that there's something that we can cultivate that's so intense that it supersedes as this history revival. And right now I feel the fire of God on my hand as confirmation. And I really believe it's the heart of God that it builds and continues to grow. But division, confusion, so many things come in to try to stop it. But that's why I really believe we need to guard ourselves against politics, judging, division. That was the prayer of Jesus, that the church, that the people of God would be one, just as Jesus and the Father are one. That's the enemy's greatest weapon, is division, judging, looking at our differences. But if we really desire for this and not for it to continue to build, for it to continue to grow, we need to guard ourselves against division, judging, focusing on the negative. We need to just really believe for this and always gather around the presence of God, because the presence of God is where it is at. Now, real quick, I'm just going to check something, make sure I hit everything that I wanted to share. Yeah, I got it all. Let's see, is there anything else? Oh, and it's so easy to get distracted. I mean, I've experienced it myself. Well, obviously, I'm just as vulnerable. We're all vulnerable to this, to get distractions, but to always stay focused on the presence of God and seeing the full restoration of all things on this planet, where the healing waters rise. The healing waters rise. Well, that's it for today. I'll make more videos, and I will talk to you later.